Parag, and I'm going to spend a few minutes explaining one of the unique model output types in TwinThread called recommendations. For many solution templates, output content generated includes the capability to relay real-time property value recommendations to achieve specific model outcomes. The recommendation wizard provides a simple method to output model recommendations to properties that can be utilized to auto closed-loop control, as well as inform operations teams in real time. These properties are also historized to allow users to view past recommendations that were accepted and rejected and the reasons why. To get started with using recommendations, first configure a model that includes the setting of controllable input properties. In this case, we have a predict quality model that we have configured to try and predict dissolution rate in our sugar syrup melting process. And controllables include mixer temperature, agitator speed, and granule size. Once you have a model that includes controllable properties trained, you will see the recommendations configuration option on the model, where you'll start to see the various recommendation types and the destinations for storing recommendation values. By default, in-run and startup recommendation types will be selected. This helps you distinguish between the various modes of operation that might see variation in the ideal set points for controllable properties. In this menu, you also have the ability to select the destination for the recommendation values. So, for example, for any recommendations that are feeding down from the model into agitator speed or mixer temperature, we can see the recommendation properties are configured here as the property name .r. In the recommendation configuration module, you also have the ability to tune specific properties for specific scenarios. For example, zeroing null startup or in-run recommendations to avoid empty, slow reporting values, setting ranges for appropriate minimum and maximum values for any given recommendation, as well as choosing a recommender type and filters for low and high thresholds. Details on the configuration of recommendations in different modes can be found in our knowledge base, but I'll go through a few of them now. Firstly, the recommender type should be chosen based off of the data available in your model. The list of available recommenders will depend on the relationships found during the training of your data sets. Additionally, the recommendation basis for actual versus predicted value may vary based off the intended outcome of your model. In the filter section, between in-run and startup configuration, there will be different options available. For in-run steady-state operation, high and low action thresholds can be used to filter out recommendations. The minimum recipe usage and minimum controllable change can be used to filter out broader ranges of properties regardless of where their targets and limits lie in the above configuration table. Once recommendations are created and pushed to their appropriate properties, the recommendation history analysis content allows a user to review the history, the type of recommendation that was published, and the status of that particular recommendation. Additionally, the recommendation analysis content combines the historical record of the recommendations with movements in the property data after the acceptance of any given recommendation. The publishing of recommendations can either be automatic or based off of a retrieval via the TwinThread API. The event that the API is used, recommendation values can essentially automatically be sent down to control and supervisory systems with the filtering in place to ensure that recommendations are only published when appropriate criteria are met. For each instance of a published recommendation, the history of that particular instance can also be reviewed to measure the efficacy of reaching a target quality property against the recommendations for controllable properties that were enabled during that particular publish. Ultimately, recommendations should be used to make model outputs actionable for operations teams. As you can see in the status image shown, a visual indicator is often useful for a quick indicator on operational efficacy. However, by creating an automated workflow and a work process backing that up to be able to send recommendations in real time to operations and control systems, TwinThread allows users to harness the power of pre-built solution templates using both AI and ML. For more information on recommendations, please visit our knowledge base or contact your solutions consultant. Thank you for watching.